Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Hope you're all having an amazing day today. My name is Lex and welcome back to some more GTA 5, where today we are returning to something we looked at a couple of weeks ago, and that is the Tuners and Outlaws DLC. Now, of course, this is not a real DLC. This is not something that Rockstar have come out with. This is actually something that was invented by another YouTuber called GTA Wise Guy. I'll put a link to his channel in the description below. And he basically just came up with this cool idea for a DLC, and he actually made some cars and some mods and stuff to go with it, and even made a trailer, and it was absolutely amazing. It looked like something Rockstar would have made. It looks like something Rockstar should make, and basically there's been more cars that have been made by people, not just GTA Wise Guy, but some other people have had a go at adding some cars that they think should be added to a Tuners and Outlaws DLC. So before we get into all of that, there's going to be some comments and questions on the screen if you would like your comments and questions featured. Mostly comments, actually. Not many people ask many questions anymore. Why is that? Well, I'll just leave some on the screen right now. These are from the previous video. If you would like yours featured, just leave them in the comment section below. I'll pick some at random and feature them in the next video. So, also before I want to get started, there's going to be a petition link down below. I'm not sure what's going to happen with this petition link. I don't know if Rockstar's ever going to really see it. But it's basically something that you can sign to show your support if you think this should be a DLC. Maybe, you know, just get the idea out to Rockstar, you know, get them thinking that maybe it would be a good idea if we had such a DLC in GTA Online. Now, for anyone who's being really observant, may have already noticed one of the new cars. I'm not going to say what it is. You can definitely see it right there, but we'll look at that a little bit later on. So you may be wondering, why am I driving a Vaca? It's not very tuner. Tuner cars you'd normally think would be something a bit more domestic that's had some tuning parts done to it. This is definitely a supercar. Well, of course, in the tuning world, supercars can be tuned. You look at the Liberty Walk kits and stuff for the Ferraris. There's definitely stuff that can be done with these things, and that is why someone has decided that a car like this should be tuned up for the Tuners and Outlaws DLC. So let me pull over and let me show you the new and improved Vaca. And here it is. Now, if we just ignore the damage on that one, because I have crashed into a couple of things, you can probably notice a huge change to this thing, notably because of the stance of this thing. This thing is proper. It's got huge arches on it. They're actually not bolt-on, which is interesting. I would have thought they would have gone for bolt-ons if they were going to try and match maybe the Liberty Walk kit, but pretty interesting anyway. So we've got a huge, wide body kit on this. If we look at the back, we've still got all the diffusers and stuff. It's definitely lower. We've definitely got some much wider wheels on there. But actually, there's not much that's been changed apart from that, really. But I wonder if there's any tuning stuff for this thing. So I'm going to go into Los Santos Customs and see if there's anything really cool that we can do to this. So actually, I've got to say I'm not expecting much, but maybe if we can just change the paints and maybe see if we can lower it a little more. Oh, there's no name on this one. It just says Super. But even if there's something small that we can do, it would be pretty interesting. So we've got the usual brakes. We've got usual engine upgrades. Exhaust. We have the stock. And we have the dual shotgun. Ah, look, it does have stuff. So it does actually have a different exhaust. I'm going to have to keep swapping these quickly so you can see because I can't rev to get the smoke out the way. The exhaust, this is not like GT Online. It won't let me do that in single player. But there you can see the dual shotgun exhaust. Even though the standard one fits in better, I like that, so I'm going to go with it. On the hood, we have the stock hood and we have the carbon hood. Ah, there is stuff. There is stuff to do with this. Even if it's only a couple of bits, that's still pretty cool. We have all the lights, headlights. These are just going to be some... Oh, they almost look like Xenon stock anyway. Let's go for some Xenons. Won't bother with the neon kit. Horn, that's going to be the standard stuff. Plates, we're going to keep it with the black and yellow because that is my favourite. Respray we'll leave till last. Roll cage, there we go. It even has a roll cage for the interior. That's pretty cool. Spoiler, oh, even has a spoiler selection. Not just one, quite a few. So we have the low level, the carbon wing. Oh, that's nice. That's pretty cool. That matches well. So does this one, the drift wing. The high-level GT wing. I don't know if these names actually match, but they do seem to so far. The extreme downforce BGW. They do actually match. Look at that. That is mental. And a tarmac. What's the difference? Oh, it's just slightly, just a couple of different bits on it. So, which one should I go for? These ones are just a bit too mental. That one's sort of okay. This one's okay, but I say this is okay in, like, the theme of the car, because it's clearly meant to be leery. You don't get something that's like a Lamborghini with wide arches and you want to be subtle with the spoiler. You want to be as mad as possible. But I'm thinking maybe something like this, because this actually looks like an old style Lamborghini spoiler as well. That's a really interesting look. So I'm going to go with that one, because it's like not mental crazy, but it's still pretty out there as far as I'm concerned. But maybe let me know in the comments, would you go for one of these? I'm not entirely sure. Oh, I just noticed. Well, I think one's carbon. Oh, yeah, oh, no, they're both carbon. Okay, they're both carbon. Never mind. Just ignore me. Suspension. If we can lower that anymore, that would just be stupid. Wow. We can. Holy crap. It's almost going to be clipping through the ground at that point. Competition, suspension, transmission, race, turbo tuning, and wheels, which I don't think we'll be able to change. Oh, we can. Oh, now that is cool. Because normally when I see these mods and you add these crazy wide wheels, they normally make it so that you can't change them. Or maybe that's just when they're cambered. But whatever it is, it's nice that the wheels that are added are actually flush with the thing. That's pretty cool. I like that. But I've got to say, maybe I'll go for one of these. It feels a bit too plain now going for one of these wheels. I want to go with these crazy wheels just because, you know, they're not the sort of wheels we get in the game, even if they are a bit weird looking. Can't change the colour of them, though. Might be able to with the menus customs. We'll have a look in a moment. And light smoke on the windows. But let's just go back to respray. And I'm going to make this... Oh, we've got two sets of colours. So what do we change here? That's just that main colour there. Let's go for a metallic. Let's go for something like... I quite like Cabernet Red today. I'm in the mood for that. So I'm going to go for... Oh, maybe wine red. Those are nice colours. I'm going to go for Cabernet Red because I don't think that's a colour we've gone for before. But what is secondary colour exactly? Ah, it's the colour of the interior. Just noticed the seats are still orange, though, which is a shame. But never mind, we can get a matching roll cage in Cabernet Red. How nice is that? That's pretty awesome. Okay, let's just quickly see. Let's get a menus, customs, wheels, wheel colour, and see if we can actually... Ah, this is why I love menus, customs. Oh, look at this. Let's go for a garnet. No, maybe actually pink. Maybe I think the original red probably matched the most in this light. Well, there we go. We even have a sort of matching red on the wheels. How about that? That's definitely a Tuner Vaca. That's definitely a Tuner-style supercar. I think you would agree. It's pretty amazing. This actually, I'm still not sold on the looks, especially because, you know, I think a Lamborghini perhaps shouldn't have this sort of stuff. But I appreciate why people would do it, especially like the Liberty Walk kit. I saw the pictures and I thought, wow, that's amazing. But at the same time, I thought, does that take away from what the car's supposed to... I don't know. Maybe you guys can let me know your views on body-kitted and tuned-up supercars in the comment section below. Sometimes they work for me, sometimes they really don't. But I don't know what... If I owned these cars and I had the money to have those parts, if I would do it myself. Or I would just appreciate someone else who has, if you know what I mean. So there's one car. Done. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, and here we are. This is the Stratum. Now, straight away, you might be thinking, you know, what's different about this? We already have the Stratum in the game. Well, as you know, the front of this is based loosely on the R32 Skyline GTS-T. And the problem was, it was an estate version. And that is why we now have a two-door coupe that is supposed to look like an R32 Skyline. How about that? Now, when I actually went to the petition page to show all the details about the Tuners and Outlaws DLC, there was actually a list of cars that were, like, suggested to be in this DLC. And if I just go through the list, we have the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo, which was the Mayabatsu Revolution. We looked at that in the previous video. There was the Royal Weltbegriff Porsche 911, which was the Fister Rough Weld Comet. We saw that in the previous video. And then there's some other ones, which is the Anis Elegy RH2, which is supposed to be an R34 Skyline. We also have the Stratum Coupe, which is the R32. So this one has been made based on that actual list that was originally made for ideas for the Tuners and Outlaws DLC. This wasn't one that some modder thought, do you know what, I've got a better idea, and they've made their own one. This is one that was supposed to be in the original plans of this concept DLC. And that's why I like this. I mean, I've got to say, right now, let's just listen to the engine. It's a bit lackluster. I think we can all agree. But we do have menus customs. And menus customs is amazing in so many ways. And one of those ways is because we can change the engine sounds. So I'm going to go to Super and I'm going to go to the Sultan RS. This should make this a bit more accurate. Actually, mind you, that's more of a Subaru sound, isn't it? Yeah, maybe that's not a Skyline sound. Maybe there's something better. Yeah, I can't really tell. I'm going through these and I'm just thinking, I'm not entirely sure. The Feltzer? See, the Feltzer sounds pretty dull, actually, I've got to say. The Jester? Oh, that's a bit too... No, that's a bit V80, isn't it? The Kuruma? I don't know. I don't think there's one that's sort of Skyline-y. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comment section. Maybe I'm missing something out here. Or maybe we'll go for the Omnis. Let's go for that. That's an appropriate sound. Okay, there we go. We've got our different sound to match the car now. So it's a bit more Skyline-y this time. Right, I'm going to see if there's anything we can do to this. I don't think there's much in the way of tuning options for this one because I think it's probably just going to be, you know, from the original Stratus. Is it Stratus or is the Stratum, isn't it? Not the Stratus. It's probably all stuff from the original Stratum and there probably isn't much to do. But let's just go and see what we can do to this thing anyway. Okay, here we are. I've got to say, I'm loving this. This is so awesome. Why did we not have a Zircum two-door, you know, Zircum Stratus? These names are really hard to write. Tongue twister. The Zircum Stratus two-door coupe. Why was that never a thing, Rockstar? Come on. This could totally be a thing. Right, brakes, race brakes. Well, I mean, we're not racing this. We're not doing a speed test, but let's just do it all anyway. Plates, respray suspension. Knock that down. Transmission, turbo, so we can get a bit of sound in there. And wheels. Let's go Fortuna wheels on this one. I mean, they're going to look small. They're going to look kind of, yeah, I don't know. Something like that. Apex. Slideways. Let's go for some apexes. And we'll make them sort of like that. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not really... The tuner wheel options I'm not really a fan of in this game, so it's hard for me to pick one because I don't really like any of them, to be honest. And for respray, I know this is sort of a really good colour for an R32 Skyline, but let's just change this up anyway. Maybe we'll find something nicer. Mind you, what standard colours did the Skylines come in? Wasn't the GTR... I mean, this does look like a GTS-T. This is the thing, so it doesn't have to be GTR-based. So what colours were the original Skylines even in? Blue? I don't know. Maybe Harbour Blue. Mind you, that just looks like a slightly different version of the grey that we already had. Yeah, I don't think it had brown, that's for sure. And it definitely didn't have beige, although that's an interesting spectacle right there. A beige Skyline. I could go for actually midnight purple because this is like what you would get on the R34 Skyline. That's quite a nice colour. So we're going to go for that one. Secondary colour, I don't know what's going to be on the secondary. Apparently nothing. Well, there wasn't much we could do to this. That was pretty much it. We're just going to do a light smoke on the windows. Nothing in the way of body kits. Nothing like that. So this isn't a full mod. This is just the concept car, not the concept car mods to go with it. But it's still interesting nonetheless. Let me actually just use menus mod to get a bit of slam it on this thing. And down. There we go. Slammed. Wow. Okay, there we go. We have a proper slam. This is not very Skyline-like, but I don't care, to be honest. Just listen to this. Pretty nice, I would say. Well, this isn't the final one. There is actually a third car to show in this video. So let's go and check it out. And here we are. And at first glance, this is definitely supposed to be that... Do you mind? Do you... Dude, Mustangs are supposed to crash into everyone else, not you crash into the Mustang. What are you doing? Right, okay. We're hopefully safe and quiet around this corner. So this is a tuned-up version of the Dominator called the Crowd Runner. Of course. What is this guy doing? What the hell was he doing? Of course, this is supposed to be like the meme that Mustangs all drive into crowds of people. That's why it's called the Crowd Runner. I've got to be honest, I do find those Mustang memes funny. It's always funny when you don't own the car, but it's always annoying when it's you that's being laughed at. I must agree with that. But I believe there's some stuff we can do to this car. So let's jump in and see what we can do. Okay, so bodywork. We have window vents. Oh, that's a nice touch. That's pretty nice. We go for some window vents right there. Brakes. The thing is, I don't know which of these are new to this mod and which one is just related to the Dominator, because I don't think I've ever actually tuned up the original Dominator in this game. So I apologize if everything's the same. So let's go for brakes, race brakes, bumpers. Front bumpers, we have the stock, and we have, good God, we have the custom. That's definitely not something that's in this game. So that's a mad front end. I mean, just look at the engine poking out the top here with two massive turbos. That's not your everyday Dominator. On the rear bumpers, we have the stock, and we have the, good God, painted rear bumper. So that's just removing the carbon diffuser bit at the back. That's, I don't know if that's a mod. I don't know if that's an error. But it's sort of, I don't know. Should I go with that just because it's different? This is the problem. I don't know. In fact, it looks terrible. I'm going to go with that because I feel like that's a bug. It's not supposed to be there. Engine, upgrade to level 4. Exhaust, we have the stock. We have the titanium. Not entirely convinced on the titanium ones. I do actually like the stock ones, so I'm going to keep them stock. Grill, stock grill. Oh dear. What is this? What is this? What is this? Okay, I'm just going to select that because I feel like there might be a theme going here. No, there isn't. Okay, this is a carbon hood. We'll go for that. What's the grill about? What is headlights? No, these aren't any different. Neons. Should we stick like some green neons just to match this thing? Plate, respray, roof. What do we got on roof here? Stock roof, rear louvers. Oh, that's cool. Carbon roof and louvers. Let's go for that one. They're not carbon louvers though. Oh, that's a shame. Well, never mind. We'll go for the carbon roof. Skirts. Well, there we go. Stock, custom. We'll go for those ones. Spoiler. We have the ducktail, which is a ducktail on top of a ducktail because it sort of already has one. There we go. Ducktail spoiler or the high level. I'm going to go for the ducktail. I'm always a fan of those. Suspension. Competition slammed. Doesn't really move it that much. Race transmission. Turbo. Turbo tuning. Wheels. I'm going to keep exactly as they are. And windows to a light smoke. I don't know what's going on with that grill. But I know that I hate it. So I'm going to go back. Go to the stock grill. I'm going to go to... Where the hell are the lights? Oh, there it is. Lights. Let's go for neon lights and go back to none because it looked bloody awful. And I'm going to do a metal paintwork on this one because I think that would be pretty interesting. There we go. Pure gold. Or, no, pure gold. Looks a lot better. And secondary color is... Oh, just those stripes at the bottom. I quite like how it looks in black. Or chrome? Chrome's interesting. By interesting, I mean shit. Matte black... No, because that's actually grey for some reason. Metals. Maybe we could just have it all... Actually, that's not too bad. Being all gold. Let's go for all gold. Sod it. Let's just make this all gold. There we go. So there we have the Dominator Crowd Runner. I'm very curious. I just want to have a look because I want to see what this engine looks like underneath this bonnet. I guess it's just an open bonnet and actually we're seeing the whole engine. But let's just check it out anyways. In the boot... Not much there at all. That's a strange looking boot because that bit doesn't move. Weird. There we have the interior. It's actually the old style interior, which is pretty interesting because this is definitely a modern car. But it's got an old classic interior. That's pretty odd, I've got to say. Huh. And then round to the engine bay where we've got this all 3D, all sticking out of the bonnet. Pretty interesting. Well, I would love you guys to let me know in the comment section below which one of those three cars do you think is best. What is happening with the... Oh, dear. Is that... Hang on. That's... If we go around to the other side... That's... Oh, it looks like that. Why does that look odd? I feel like some of that is missing on the... Yeah, it's that bit there right at the top where those vents are. Yeah, the vents don't look right from the bottom. Never mind. I would love for you guys to let me know which one of these cars you think is best. Which car do you think... Maybe if you had an idea of any sort of car, maybe a different version of a car that's already in the game, what car would you like to see in the made-up Tunas and Outlaws DLC? But we can always pretend that it is a real thing. We can always wish and hope. So there we go. All the links are going to be in the description below where you can get all three of these mods. Also, I put a link to the petition where you can sign to maybe let Rockstar know that you like the idea of this DLC and see what Rockstar will do. And also, I'll give you a link to GTA Wise Guy's channel, as he's the guy who pretty much just came up with this idea and made the amazing trailer in the first place. So, go and pay him some love. Or whatever the term is. That sounds kind of weird. Anyway, guys, that's it. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.